sense.
¡Rápido!
That's what I like.
Soy Lisa Cuddy, la directora del Cristo en Flensburg.
Well, I was living in Los Angeles, and I've been working a lot for many years, and it was pilot season. Pilot season is usually in January to maybe March, and it's when most of the television shows for the next television season are made. The week before, I had just not gotten the job on Desperate Housewives, and suddenly House came, and I loved the script. I was really excited about working with Bryan Singer and David Shore, who I'd worked with before, and Bryan was a big West Wing fan, so he was very excited about hiring me. So it was a really nice timing, that's all. And I auditioned like any other actor and got the role. An average day at work at House, we start the week on 5 a.m. on a Monday, and sometimes we end the week Saturday morning at 6 in the morning. But I'm only there when they're shooting a scene with Cuddy. We don't have to sit around and wait while other people's scenes are being shot. So every day is a completely different experience. I see the people that I'm in the scenes with. I don't really see anybody else. So sometimes I won't see Olivia or Peter or Jesse for ages, because I'm not involved in the diagnostic things very often.
¿Hay una razón para esto?
Hay una razón para todo, mes amis.
But it's a long day's work, and we work very hard. But there are jobs that are much harder than ours. You know, when we get tired because we've been shooting for 14 or 15 hours a day, it's really important to remember that we're having a great time doing these jobs, and it's just a fantastic job to have.
Los salarios no son justos. Son lo que puedes sacar en una negociación, que es poco sin una oferta competidora sobre la mesa.
I mean, I've done a lot of jobs, some very stupid and some really wonderful, like those. I've always tried to say no if it was something that I thought was dumb, but sometimes when you're just starting out, there's a reason why that job is important anyway, either because you just need the experience or because you want to work with a particular person. So there's many ways that you run your own business. I mean, it's a business. You're developing your business.
¿Qué? ¿Estáis dispuestos a ceder para llegar a un acuerdo?
¿Por qué vamos a ceder?
Llevamos con esto 8 meses.
En cuanto quieras, ¿ser razonable?
Así que yo no soy razonable. Has tardado semanas en responder cada propuesta que te he hecho.
But honestly, the most interesting parts that I've gotten, like Rhonda and Lori and the character on Ally McBeal, and not Seinfeld, but a lot of really significant parts that I've had were offered to me, which was really interesting because they are always complicated people who maybe live outside the norm just a little bit, and I really love that. I love that that I was just thought of in that way. I think those are great roles to play, and all those parts that you mentioned happened to be with incredible writers.
¿Recuerdas la última vez que bailamos? En la facultad, cuando nos conocimos.
No.
I was unaware of Hugh, and when I met him, I met him in Vancouver. We shot the pilot in Vancouver, Canada, and he arrived using a cane. He was trying to practice using this cane, so for all I knew, he needed a cane, and he was English. So I was very surprised that he was then doing House in an American accent, because I I kind of thought, well, House could be English, but I think House is so mean that if he were also English, it would be somehow insulting to Americans. It's better for an American to insult American. But it was great to meet him, and he actually met Robert, Sean Leonard, and I. Robert had just met, we were in the lobby, we were trying to sort out our rooms in the hotel that we were staying at, and so when Hugh met us, he just thought we were a married couple.
¿Cómo va eso?
Tengo 3 horas para salvar el hospital de la quiebra. He echado a una de mis mejores empleadas y la mujer que cuida de mi hija enferma no me devuelve las llamadas.
Rachel se va a poner bien, sea quien sea, se lo merecía y no vamos a ir a la quiebra. ¿O sí? Esta mañana he roto el inodoro.
Cogeré las herramientas.
Bloqueé la válvula de admisión para recoger la orina de House.
¿Qué crees que debería hacer con Atlantic?
Bueno, las charlas sobre las ondas urinarias me provocan lo mismo.
La canguro ha tenido que marcharse.
And for years, he just couldn't get it out of his head that Robert and I were not a married couple. I mean, he knew that, but it just was what stuck in his head. Yeah. Now he's an Academy Award winner. He was at the studio like the week before directing an episode. So we were working with him before he became the Oscar winner. It's really exciting to see somebody have such a wonderful thing happen in their life, and he couldn't have happened to a nicer man. He's incredibly sweet. He's very sensitive. He was great to work with.
Habrá que hablar con Cuddy.
I definitely have had input on what I get to wear, but we have a wonderful costumer, and we've worked together. I think in the beginning there was some resistance to how sexy this character could actually be. I wore a blouse that was maybe open to here, and there was a slight bit of an uproar that nobody would ever wear that kind of shirt. But cut to a year later, they're much lower.
Ya sé que suena muy narcisista. Gotta do what you do just to get your kicks. Hanging with the crowd, you can let it loose. It's not very fun just to get your fix. Just a little misbehaving. No point in feeling bad about it. You can't be what they want you to be. No point in getting mad about it. It's only gonna drive you crazy.
I think that Cuddy doesn't have very much going on outside of the hospital, so for her to feel like she has a complete life, she wears what she wants to wear, and she wears beautiful clothes. I also like that her clothes are very restrictive. The skirts are very tight, and they're pencil skirts, and the jackets are tight, and I like what that does to the way I have to play the character. It's another way that she's not quite free. Very held in and very controlled, and when she has to walk fast, she has to take a lot of little steps. I just like what it does.
El presidente de la Junta quiere hablar contigo.
Dile que estoy liada.
Se lo he dicho.
Dile que dimito.
There was a red brick road that I grew up on, and a pretty stone wall.
Marina, llevo todo el día intentando hablar contigo. Tranquila, lo entiendo. ¿Cómo está Rachel? ¿Y el sarpullido? Qué bien. Llegaré pronto a casa.
There was a red brick road that I grew up on, and a pretty stone wall and a figuring on. And a fish in the pond that's bubbling in the dawn, but it ain't no more to come on. Whoa, cram it, quicksand, break the concrete. Private started, never ride it, break the concrete. Deck, 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 deck. And the depot over there right next to the tracks.
Lisa, si alguna vez buscas trabajo, te doblará lo que ganas aquí.
You know, I've been told she's a role model, but it's unintentional. I think people just relate to her, particularly single moms who work very hard. But once you get into the state of mind where you are playing a role model or you are writing a role model, then you lose track of being able for her to be human and make mistakes and make bad choices, and you lose the ability to really create good drama.
Parecías estar liada para comer, así que traigo mi famosa lasaña de espinacas.
¿No vienes a buscar más gente para fardar de nuestra vida sexual?
Lo siento, desde ahora no tengo más que cosas malas que decir sobre ese tema. ¿O nada que decir?
No han roto. Quería que lo creyera para que me fuera.
¿Oso preguntar qué vas a hacer?
Nada. Dije que o cortaban o seguían juntos y no han cortado.
¿Y a ti te parece bien?
Es lo que hay.
Lo intenta.
Sí, lo sé. Pero ahora soy madre. Necesito a alguien con quien pueda contar cada día. House no es ese hombre.
So I'm glad that people relate to her, but she is a fictional character who needs to go some directions they may not like.
Negociar es responsabilidad tuya, así que no podemos detenerte si quieres hacer esto. Pero que te quede claro que si no tenemos un contrato con Atlantic Net, tú no lo tendrás con nosotros.
Right. It's not just that she's a woman in power, it's also that she is much older than the other women that have been on the show. Jennifer and Olivia are children. I mean, Jennifer's grown up a little bit, but I've known her since she was 24 years old, and I was amazed that even with that, Cuddy was allowed to be sexy and a love interest, and not just the matron of the show. So I was very happy about that.
¿Está buena?
¿Va todo bien? Estarás muy orgulloso.
Se me ha olvidado. No servía para tanto, solo la usaba como excusa para saludar a Patty y a Selma. No es una Lumi en un bar. Es la Lumi que me paga.
And in terms of her being sexy and being in power, sometimes we get complaints, like, oh, the Dean of Medicine would never wear that, or I don't see why not. Especially a Dean of Medicine of a fictional hospital where no one is actually dying. I think it's an excellent choice, her outfits.
Una mujer puede hacer cualquier cosa.
Por ejemplo, hablar contigo fuera.
¿Seguro que eres una sola mujer?
Esta es la parte en la que jugamos a la jefa y al empleado.
Se te ven los pezones, te toca.
Estos chicos...
No me extraña que lo odie.
Estudiantes estúpidos.
Eso no es odio, es erotismo.
I'm sentimental, so I walk in the rain. I've got some habits, even I can't explain. I go to the corner, and I end up in Spain.
House.
Señora, déselo o váyase.
So let people wonder, let them laugh,
Qué pena.
let them frown.
Empezaba a enamorarme de la profesora.
Why try to change me?
¿Seguro que estás bien?
Sí, falsa alarma.
Why would you want to change me?
Estamos bien así.
Why try to change me now?
Nor do I think our opinions are any more valuable than anybody else's. It's just that when people shove microphones in your face every day, if you have something to say, it will be broadcast. But I think it's important in the mind of a person who gets that kind of attention, that it really is just one opinion. But if something is important to you and you can say it loudly, then you might as well take advantage of it.
Oh yeah. Life gives you the runaround, you say. You wanna know how much dues must you pay? Well, you can have what you want.
Also, what we do for a living is awfully silly. You know, it's when you work, like I was saying before, when you've worked 14 hours a day and you're exhausted and you think that, God, I'm working so hard, but really, we're entertaining people, and it's not that important. It's a really wonderful thing to be able to do, and it's a nice gift to share, but I'm not actually saving lives. And so it can be a really vacuous experience if you don't do something with the opportunity of getting a lot of attention.
What you want to.
Tía. Al menos he ganado una vez hoy.
They told me at the beginning of the season this year that they thought maybe they might do some episodes about some of the individual characters. And the first one that happened was the Wilson episode. But I take everything with a grain of salt. I don't want to hold on to any storyline ideas that might be in the works because sometimes they disappear or they get distracted and go another direction. So it was very exciting when the episode actually did happen. They gave me the script much earlier than normal. Usually we get the script the day before we start shooting, and this time we got it several weeks before. I got it several weeks before, and so I was able to have input on dialogue or things that happened in a scene if I thought it needed to be adjusted. It was just great to be able to participate on that level. It's not that they don't respect me, but it's really a show about how. So for me to do that on any other episode, I'd be a real pain in the ass. But on this particular episode, they were very happy to allow me to participate in that way. And
Puedes hacerlo.
in addition to that, when you are in every scene of a show and you're working 14, 15 hours a day, and you're the actor that's there the most, your attitude and your energy on set is kind of what sets the pace of the whole experience. It either can make the crew happy to be coming to work or really, really sad to be coming to work. And so it was nice after working with these people for so many years to be able to be that person who kind of set the tone.
Qué bien. Ahora voy tarde, estresada y frustrada. Pero estoy viviendo mi vida por primera vez y no voy a cambiar por cómo pueda afectarle a él o a ti. Cuando alguien hace algo estúpido e inapropiado, siempre imagino que es House. Pero es contagioso.
Well, entertainment in general has an enormous influence on everybody. We, particularly as women, we view the path of our lives so much by the standards that are given to us in entertainment. So yes, there's always an opportunity when you're creating a show to push the envelope of what people think is normal or what people think is acceptable, and that's a wonderful opportunity for creative people to be able to do.
No es una apuesta. Es una posición negociadora que he meditado mucho.
So, but at the same time, I think television is more of a reflection of what's happening in society than it necessarily is new. You know, in the same way somebody like Madonna will take the idea of something she sees on the street and turn it into a mass production. I think that's what art in general does. That it's already happening, and then it gets pushed in the forefront.
Vale, ¿algo más?
No.